Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, that sounds much better.
All right. Yeah, I adjusted my mic levels. I understand that I was a little hard to hear for a couple of weeks. So hopefully it's a little bit better now.
Sounds much better on my end.
I still had it set for my ASMR channel. Saskatchewan.
Welcome, everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us.
Boy, there's some excitement in the chat this morning. Everyone's caps locks on.
Oh. We do have, I guess, maybe a little longer than usual episode. Lots of news to pack in there before the end of the year. This is our last episode of the year. But let's go ahead to officially recording this. We'll do it for the record here in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 635 for December 18th, 2022. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James. How are you, sir?
I am fine.
Fantastic.
We were just talking about microphone levels, and
John
and I were joking around before the show during rehearsal that if we did an ASMR channel, which is all the rage, it'd have to be a classic Mac version, and have to say stuff like SCSI connector and go ahead.
Back end cache.
There we go.
All right. So so I want to mention really quick at the top of this. So I finally tuned in to Dave's Vintage Apple Tech streaming podcast. He does a Sunday repair, and it was so much fun. If there's anyone out there who's kind of wanting to get into repair, it just tune in, watch all these people repair stuff and talk to each other about stuff. It was such great motivation. I really hope to be able to join them. Hopefully, beginning of the next year, I'll get some stuff to do and join them because so much fun.
Yeah, it was like half a dozen people simultaneously working on individual projects.
Yeah. And it would be including Steve, Mac 84 Steve, working on his dual core waffle iron. But it was it was a great time.
He misunderstood the assignment. All right. Well, let's see. What do we got this week? We have the usual eBay finds and news, but you're going to share with us the setup you have behind you.
Right. Yeah. Some stuff to Christmas up your Mac. Mm-hmm.
That's right. Okay. Well, let's come right back with eBay finds. Okay. All right. Let's get those up there. And are you ready?
I am ready.
You ready for this? All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time now for eBay finds. Last week, we had that crystal. It was an Apple logo inset into a block of crystal to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the Macintosh. This one is still available. The buy it now is $900. Did that come down? I don't know. I don't remember if it was like 1,000 last time or something, but you can still make an offer. And the Duo Dock, complete with the original box. This one sold for $114.
Nice. Yeah, nice. I expected that one to go because great deal.
And we had the Test Drive a Mac luggage tag. This
so the picture is still seeing it looks like it's a hand on a stick because of the because of the bottom part of the tag. The strap part of it coming out of the bottom of the hand. It
Oh yeah,
just kind of looks like a hand on a stick to me.
yeah. It's like a
Yes, the
really
test drive of Macintosh.
really inefficient fan.
Perhaps a back scratcher. Yeah.
Back scratcher. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
This one sold. Great deal. I think $10.99 for this.
Didn't Trina may have hopefully
Picked it
I
up?
don't is she in the chat this morning, cuz I know she was bidding on it.
Oh, well, there's only one
so-
bid.
Oh,
So-
well, there you go.
Um,
Yep, that was Trina. Trina got that. Nice.
okay, perfect. All right, 3 new auctions this week. Nice simple one here. Begin with this. The title says framed print ad, original Apple computer ad from Byte magazine in September 1979. Someone taken a 1-page computer ad from Apple and framed it, matted, framed. Not a terribly expensive frame or anything, but I love the presentation. I love these old ads from the late
Absolutely.
70s and the early days of Apple. This particular one says how to buy a personal computer. It looks like they're in a store, right? Nice generic
Right. Hmm.
computers store or something like that. There's a salesman he's got an Apple logo on his shirt, so I'm guessing a very wide tie. He's
Oh my
doing
gosh,
a
yes.
hands-on approach
Very
to.
wide. Very
It
wide
looks like
tie.
that's the son of those parents in the background, and the ergonomics here. It's always a curious thing here, where they've got the computer on a table. They always set these up for the picture and not.
Of
for the
course,
user.
sure. Right,
Yeah,
right, right.
the
So you can
kid is
kind of see a
like
3/4 view of the
across the
TV and a
table.
3/4. Right.
Yeah, he's
I,
stretching across the table to hit a key, and then he's cranked his neck all the way to the left to see the monitor.
That kid's going to need a chiropractor, is what we're
Well, I
saying
think
after this.
that's what the salesman's doing. He's kind of
That's the adjusting.
he's giving an adjustment. He's got his hands on his shoulders, and he's saying, "Well,
I am trying to see what is on that screen, what exactly they're looking at.
I can zoom in only so far. It looks like a
Right.
EKG. Maybe a scan of the kid's back. I don't know. I don't know. And then even the disk drive is facing a different direction.
Right.
It says in California, a store. Oh, here it explains the whole thing. There's a story behind this. In California, a store owner charts sales on his Apple computer. On weekends, though, he totes Apple home. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. He totes Apple. He totes Apple home to help plan family finances with his wife, and for the kids to explore the new world of personal computers. Okay. Well, and it goes on and talks about other things. It's the computer shop, I guess, is where they are. Anyway, I love these ads. They almost look like they're a joke, right? I mean, they're just so funny.
Sure.
The way they're put together.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
there's just so much to get out of these things, and this one framed with a buy it now and free shipping to us here in Florida, $29.
Nice.
I mean,
That's
you
not
can't beat
bad.
that, right? I mean,
No,
that's just great. You just buy it, $29, stick it on your wall, and you can smile on it.
So
every time you walk by.
what I really like is on the back of the frame, they put original ad page, Byte magazine, September 1979, page 25.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that is beautifully. That is a nice bit of detail that they did that. Which also means if you want to just print your own, you now know which.
Go scan it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. What do we got next?
Next up, we have a UMax C600 Macintosh clone vintage computer circa 1996. It's a 603E, 240 megahertz. Let's see. It's the specs: mini desktop tower form factor, 80 meg of RAM, 16 on board, and two 32 meg sticks, 6 gig IDE hard drive, SCSI CD-ROM, 1.4 meg floppy, Onboard video card with 1 meg of RAM. You'll need a VGA adapter, PCI USB card, and a PCI Ethernet card. Okay, so it's got a nice little bit of stuff to use out of the box, so to speak. Looks like they've got 9.2 on it. Very nice. It's got a newer technology gauge series clockometer. I've not run across that before. Wow, the inside of this thing is kind of a mess, isn't it? It is a stack
A
of
mess. Well, it's clean.
Well, all right,
But
yeah,
the
I'm
layout
sorry.
is a little.
Yeah, the layout isn't. It's definitely missing that kind of Apple panache of the insides of their computers. So, yeah, you're getting kind of a
A lot of
it's
sharp
not.
edges here on this
A
case.
lot of sharp edges on the case. Yeah.
We don't talk about clones that often here,
No.
but gosh, there's something about the look of it. Just I don't know. It's starting to grow on me, like the charm of these old beige towers, and this one in particular with just the random what are those little
Right.
bumps. That's
Yeah.
the
So
design.
on the front of the Super Mac, yeah, like I said, it is a tower, and they've tried to add some kind of weird wavy aesthetics to the front
Yeah.
plastic.
Get the headphone
Yeah.
jack there on the front.
Right.
That's novel. And then just the little things that somebody had, somebody had to design the thumb slots for the floppy drive, and they have that weird asymmetrical shape. And
Yeah.
did we say we got 2 CD-ROMs? What's going on here? Is one a writer?
Right. It
and
looks
one's
like you've got looks like you've got your tray loading. It looks like you've got one of the older
no way.
cartridge ones, right?
I think just the
Where you
door
have
is
the
either
cartridge?
missing or it pushes in, or
I don't know.
it's got to be a tray.
It's got to be a
Doesn't
tray.
it?
Okay. Yeah,
don't know.
I can kind of see. All right, and then you also have an iOmega zip, and then your floppy. So interesting. So all right, so if you're wanting to get into owning a clone, $350 buy it now is not bad for a clone. I've seen clones definitely go for more. Yeah, this is a buy it now only. It's coming
Especially
out
for
of
as clean as it is, and
Right.
fully working and all that. Kind of a curiosity.
out of Hamilton, Ohio. Okay, before
All
we
right.
get to the last one, I want to warn
Yes.
everyone. This is a trigger warning. There are polka dots in the next auction.
Oh,
polka
yeah.
dots in the next auction. Okay, so
There's
just
people that have that condition with lots of little circles.
Right.
What do they call that?
yes.
Yes.
Sticker
that
shock is what it's called. It is, yeah. So, all right. So let's go ahead and go to the next one.
The next one, the title is Apple Macintosh PowerBook 550C. Yes, you heard that right. 550C. It's 68040, 36 megs of RAM, 6 gigs of hard drive. The 550C was the rare Japanese version of the 500 series PowerBook. And these are very hard to come by. You can see the picture shows the keyboard with the Japanese language characters there.
Okay, I can
550C.
never keep it straight. Hiragana or katakana?
That is hiragana
Hiragana. Thank you.
on the keyboard. And this one is you mentioned the polka dots. I guess that's the trademark of Jonathan Goldman, who's listing this. There's another trademark of Jonathan Goldman apparently, which is the
Price tag. Yeah.
yeah. I was going to be kind. Thank you. That was a kind way of saying it. Yes, these are rare. Are these? Well, here, we'll show a few pictures in there, and then I'll give you the sticker shock. So there it is, up and running. The description just goes over the specs. It does have the power brick battery. Doesn't say much more about it other than just going through the full specs. We'll look at the pictures here though, and it does look like a sharp, clear screen with no edge defects or anything going on there. The intact power or the port door right there. I don't see any cracked things. There's some miscellaneous accessories it comes with, including some
I see a SCSI adapter.
adapters.
Right. I see a monitor adapter. Right.
Some network stuff.
Ethernet.
It's a clean example.
It is. It really is. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing going wrong with what he's selling here.
Price? Did you see the price?
I saw the price.
Oh, okay. They want to buy it now. No make an offer. This is a firm offer, or firm, yeah, for $6,451. $6,451, and it ships from New York, New York. That is not a typo. Is it worth that? Well, I don't know. We shall see, right, next week. But yeah, that is a beauty. I don't have one of these in my collection. I can remember years ago when I was building out my collection of seeking these out, and you know, when you could get other 500 series power books for under $100, and maybe these were 2 or 3 times more than that. I was like, no way. Of course, I would have gladly have paid that much had I known that there was a chance of even getting half of what this is being listed. But all right, well, we'll find out next week if it's still available. Anybody gonna put a bid?
Oh yeah.
What's a buy it now? You
Right.
can't even
Let me
bid.
guess. He has sold 8 of them already.
What has he got? What else does he have up for?
I haven't
sale
really
here.
looked at anything. Is Garth?
there's
You
quite a-
mentioned,
quite a
hey, that's
few.
my ad. I don't know what he's referencing.
Is that his ad? Is he Jonathan? I'm sorry. Let's look at the other things he's got up there. Collect Classic Mystic for 1,270. Boy. Sealed extended keyboard 2 for $400. Some mice. Black Mouse, $249. 2 e-cards sealed in the box for $1,500. Wow. Does have quite the inventory.
Yeah. He has a. Well, I don't want to go into it, but let's just say he has a reputation for
Okay.
things. Leave it at that.
All right. I do even Apple hand cream. I'm not sure how that fits in. Okay. What are we doing next? Oh,
We're doing.
we're gonna
We're
talk about
doing
your stuff.
Christmas.
All right. All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Well, for the past, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, you've had this set up behind you.
Yeah.
You've got
Nice ruby iMac and a lime iMac, decked out
Complete with holiday
Christmassy
displays.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a closer look because you can't really
Right.
see.
Yeah. So, and what I did is I basically have recreated the 2 systems that you see behind me as one in Basilisk 2 and one in Sheepshaver, and also a little bonus one in Mini VMAC. Anyone listening to the stream here on YouTube, if you go over to the very top of the comments, I've put all of these in a disk image. There's a link to a Google Drive doc that you can download, and it's got all these apps plus a couple that I'm not going to talk about here, and also my wallpapers, which let's start with. So let's go into. Let me just go into the share the Mini VMAC first. So the first one I'm going to talk about is this as a nice little HyperCard stack that I ran across years ago, and I can't find it online anywhere. Unfortunately, you all aren't going to be able to hear the sound, but this is this nice little Christmas stack runs on a black and white Mac. It's got a fireplace, Christmas tree, wreath, bells, everything that you click on. Has a little sound. It plays a song, or when you click on the bells, it plays the bells from the old Hershey Kiss commercial. And yeah, it's just a fun little one. So I wanted to just share that real quick before we go on to the next one. So let me go ahead and stop the screen sharing. This is going to take just a moment.
Yeah, we have to upgrade our rig here so that John can pipe his sounds from different apps into the stream.
Yeah.
Coming soon in 2023. Audio.
Okay. So I don't know if anyone remembers, but Apple back during the days of the I'm a Mac, I'm a PC, they actually did 2 commercials in kind of Christmas Rankin and Bass style. So I just grabbed a couple of screenshots from that. So yeah, again, I'm sorry for all the people listening to the podcast because, of course, this is kind of a visual heavy segment. But so yeah, we've got in this particular image, I'm running 2 different applications. One of them is called Snow, which believe it or not is putting snow on the screen.
Nice.
What's kind of fun about this program is it has tunes. So if you've got it on a system with QuickTime, there is MIDI music for it. Quite a few songs too. And I want to also bring up the fact. Let's see here. Under flakes, you've got 2
you
different
can
types of flakes. You
change.
got regular snowflakes, but they also have one called seasonal,
Okay.
which turns the flakes into little snowmen, presents. Let's see, we've got stars, ornaments, candy
Oh, wow.
canes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun too. And
It's kind of retro
so
in the way that it's presented too, right? I mean, there's like
yeah,
they're
because
like
it looks like little black and white
1-bit.
icons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this one will actually run very nicely on like a Mac Plus. Also,
Oh, wow.
you can't do anything else though while it's running, so it has to be in the
Right.
foreground to run.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the Christmas lights that we have here will run in the back. Yeah, and this particular Christmas light one is a control panel called Xmas Lights, and it just puts a single strand at the top of the screen. So let's go to the next one.
How festive is that?
Remove. Let's get to the next. Stop screen sharing. This is exciting, isn't it? All right.
It's very exciting. I mean, just the tension. It's mounting.
Okay. There we go. And over to my sheep shaver. All right. So on this one, again, we have another one of the wallpapers made from yet one of the other Rankin and Bass commercials. This one, I've got 3 different apps running. I've got a different snow app that what's kind of fun about this one is the snow will actually gather on the bottom of the screen. And funnily enough, on one of the other apps I have running, which is called Christie's Tree, which puts this little a nice little Christmas tree down in the corner. But here I'm going to move this, and you can see the snow to kind of disappear around it. So yeah, on this one I've got
So you're
Christie's
saying the
Tree
snow
running.
gathers on that tree?
Yes, the snow actually gathers on the tree and on the bottom of the screen. And if you have open windows, it'll actually gather on open windows.
Ah,
Yeah, and that is using a program that's just called Snow. And then on this one, I've got holiday lights, which puts lights all the way around, and you can go in and customize. There's lots of different lights / ornaments to choose from. And this one also does music. But what's also kind of cool about this one is this is not just for Christmas. It also has, like, if you can do like of like Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day or whatever for your kind of lights around the outside edge of the screen. And then it even has different MIDI songs to go with whatever season that you're making it for. All right, and so let's see. So yeah, Christie's Tree, holiday lights, and snow is what I've got in this one.
oh my gosh.
And again, I do have, yes, there is Halloween ones in here as well. Yeah, and this one
here's a
also
question.
act as yeah.
Oh, it seems like there was an era where all these little clever little things were being made and put out there, almost always
Right.
for free,
Mm-hmm.
just for fun. Does this even exist today? Like in a modern OS 10? Like, are there things like this? Are they still available?
There is a snow app on the App Store.
There is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's kind
I
of similar.
believe-
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Puts
I just
snow on the
wondered
screen.
if this kind of idea of these sort of customization control panels, certainly screensavers, like all these things. It's just kind
Yeah, right.
I'm sure there's so much of that anymore.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. And well, I think part of it is Apple has made it harder and harder to
Yeah.
to do this sort of stuff, right? You can't remember back in the day of being able to have like pre OS 10 widgets.
Yeah.
What was it, Confabulator? I think that you could do widgets and actually have them on the desktop. That would have allowed you to do stuff similar to this.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be a program that would let me put animated GIFs just kind of anywhere on the desktop. It didn't have to run in the as like your
Yeah.
wallpaper. And that's gone. That disappeared with the newer operating systems that are 64-bit only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it is definitely more difficult to do.
Right.
Right.
Plus, with the sort of the centralization of the Apple Store and um, the emphasis to get everything through the Apple Store, and so you have to deal with that. If you just wanted to make
Right.
something
Right.
silly,
Mm-hmm.
you'd have to go through all that effort. So, yeah, wow, that's really neat. So that's what's been going on in your screen this whole time. I couldn't quite make
Yeah,
up
you
the
can't quite
details.
see it in the background. Sure. Mm-hmm.
Next year, sound. Well,
Yes.
actually,
Yes. Well, so we
we'll
can have
pipe the sound in so you can
listen to
hear
that
it.
nice MIDI music.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing. And again, if you're in the chat, you got a link to all these products. Okay.
Oh, so Eric,
Cool.
Eric's Edge, you are a HyperCard maker. Nice, very nice.
Mm-hmm. Is there an OS 10 way of running HyperCard stacks directly? I thought there was something for a while. Something. Does anybody know offhand? There's so much cool stuff. I mean, there's so many HyperCard stacks that were made way back when, and it'd be great if you could just open them up.
Just have a modern player that would open up all the older stacks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be pretty cool without having to do it through
emulation
Sheepshaver
or anything.
Mini VMac. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's switch to the news. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Well, it's time for the news. Last week we started talking about the RR auctions that were up and that would finish before we got to this episode, and well, they have finished. So let's check in with those. There they are. Let's take a look at it. Let's not look at all of them. Let's see. Let's look at what's this one? This is the next brochure where I guess Steve spoke at a Pittsburgh technology luncheon and signed the brochure. This one sold for $18,210. Not bad payoff if you just held on to a brochure for all these years. How about a Tim Cook signed Auburn football? Wow. Wow, $5,681.
That is amazing. People will.
Yeah. The floppy disk signed by Woz, and is that Ron Wayne? Yep, that's Ron Wayne. Mm-hmm. Also sold for $405. Let's go to the big dogs out here. The next computer, the Cube from 1988 with the monitor, the laser printer, boxes, everything, $6,094. Okay, and the biggest of the tickets is the Apple One, the one that's supposedly hand numbered by Steve Jobs based on a handwriting analysis. $442,118. There you go. So it's a good thing I didn't put in my bid last week because I probably would have won it, right? Because I think that's about where it was. And
that would have been a difficult talk with the wife.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be on the show this week. I'd be in hiding.
You'd be on your phone in a cardboard box in an alley because you had to sell your house to, right.
Right. Okay. Those are all on RR auction. You can look at the historic auctions and see what the other stuff went for. Over on hackstarter.io, Cameron Coward writes about restoring, or I should say modernizing, or whatever, an Apple keyboard, the Apple Keyboard 2, and giving it modern parts to retain the the keycaps and the enclosure, and it's a pretty good walkthrough. You can see it here, breaking it down, cleaning it, and designing a custom printed circuit board. And I mean, quite a lot of work into it, but the end product is pretty sweet.
Also, so we could use cherry switches.
Is that the ones he used? I don't know. You have to go into the article here and see exactly what. I don't remember exactly what they used, but yeah, I like that. Now, did they make it? Is it now USB or Bluetooth? Yes, Bluetooth. So, right, slick little project there. Saw this over on Reddit. Caption, quite possibly my biggest eBay seller pet peeve.
Oh, what?
Yes. So pictured.
Oh my gosh.
The user is Line Eater 314. Has a box, the Apple presentation system. Turns your television into a multimedia presentation system.
And the present, so it's the actual Apple box that the thing came in. Looks in very nice shape. Except for the addition of a large shipping label that was plastered to the front of this pristine old box. Wow. Yeah.
And you know how difficult those are, impossible to remove. They're so sticky.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And there's a sticker over a sticker that was on there already on there. So removing a sticker from a sticker, even worse.
Not going to happen. Yeah, and there's some cool picture here on the cover of this box. I think it says Endeavor. Is that the Space Shuttle Endeavor? I don't know what's going on. There's something. Yeah, I'd have to look what the original image was. But yeah, I guess a sort of a reminder.
Engage
your seller.
I am mad for this person. Holy cow!
Some quick contact might avert this sort of disaster. Yeah, because I mean, heck, probably more than half of the coolness of buying this old hardware is the box itself.
The box, right?
Yeah. That's a shame. Have you heard about this for our Apple II friends out there? The Angry Birds tribute game written for the original Apple II is available. I don't know if they all sold out. There was going to be a 5.25-inch floppy version of this along with the disk image. It's over at 8bitshack.org. I think this is a triumph of just, oh my gosh. And let's play the trailer here. See if I can. Yeah, taking a modern game written for the iPhone, iPad, and porting it. Well, port is probably too strong a word. You have to. There's nothing other than the idea.
Yeah,
that's
just
the only
the idea.
Ported.
Right. And then yes, making your own version.
Yeah.
I love it. It's got a high scoreboard. It looks like it's being done in low res graphics. To give yourself a better color palette.
Mm-hmm. And you launch it. I think there's coming up here in the trailer somebody playing it, so you can see if they're just keyboard or joystick or what's going on here. But I mean, all the mechanics are there, just in a very low res, fairly low frame rate, but playable. Little challenging here because you can't pinch and zoom the screen, and so you're kind of blind shooting.
Are you able to like scroll back and forth to look kind of where things are? I would at least assume, right?
Maybe, yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. They're probably just not showing that in the demo here.
Mm-hmm. But really slick. Yeah,
love it.
I love that these things are being done. Heck, I mean, a classic Mac version of Angry Birds would probably could very easily be done, right? And much more playable.
So I think I've heard of this term before. CSK called it a demake as opposed to a remake. It's like instead of like a remake where they're making it like a redoing an old game for newer hardware, it's going the opposite direction, right? Taking somebody who did a version of Halo for the Atari 2600.
I see.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, anyway, find
That
out
is
more
great.
about that at 8-Bit Shack.
Love the music they have in their demo too. I wonder if that was
That's in the game.
yeah.
It sounds like it's way too
It sounds a
good.
little too good for
for an Apple II.
for the Apple II. Maybe the GS,
Maybe.
the GS would have had no problem with that, but
Yeah. All right, and we'll close the news with a trailer we've talked about before Macintosh, the Apple Lisa, the documentary that our friend David Grealish has been working on for some time now. Well, the release is around the corner, sometime early next year is the planned release. Steve, Mac84, has been helping with the editing, the final throws here, and the trailer was released last week. I guess it came out like right before we did the show. Otherwise, we would have played it last week. But have you seen it, John?
no, I have not.
Oh, well, here we go. We can get a reaction video from John.
So this is the Logan City landfill. The trucks would come in here and would go up around the brim of that hill up there. So I remember the Lisa's being buried just on the other side of the brim of that hill.
So the Lisa was the first prototype to what would eventually become the Macintosh, even though they were technically different. The Lisa had a much more sophisticated operating system than the Macintosh did when it first came out.
When people say we just went to Xerox and stole their ideas, that's just wrong. We got inspiration, but we had to do a lot of engineering on top of that.
The Lisa was far ahead of its day. They knew that at the time. It was very expensive. Part of the reason it was expensive was they were pushing the cutting edge of what it was supposed to do. But it was really a very groundbreaking computer. The Lisa was the first thing that the general public saw of what became the general paradigm for computing. The graphic user interface, having an office metaphor, having menus available, not having to type commands in on the command line.
They got into trouble with the Lisa because of the $10,000 initial price. I think that sort of killed popular interest.
Well, with the Lisa, you actually not only do you get Windows and a mouse, you also get icons, menus. You get a lot of features that don't show up until much, much later, even in most recent Mac OSs.
So this was the initial Lisa user interface with black background and soft keys. We started playing with Windows. This is the very first Windows on Lisa.
Right, so the Lisa was their first attempt at graphic user interface. I do know that the dynamic was a little different as far as the way the desktop worked. But it was a great proving ground for what they would make better later.
There is a common
That's
thread,
me
and that's
pretending I know what I'm
so
talking about.
obviously. He took the lessons learned, right, from the Lisa team and went to the Macintosh and decided, okay, I'm going to use this talent over here and realize my dream, possibly what he was trying to do on the Lisa team got him kicked out.
I think the Lisa's legacy is one where it's one of the lessons of overreach, of trying to do too much too soon.
It's probably not going to be Apple who reminds us of the Lisa matter. It will be computer historians and enthusiasts who reflect on this machine.
The irony of it is, if IBM had introduced Lisa, lady by the door, it's over. We were ahead of the game.
All right. So, obviously, you see that John and I snuck in there somehow. Guess the trailer's not perfect. There was some mix-up resulted in us staying in there. Trina was surprised I have hair. I do have hair. I just it's always
You always
just
wear a hat.
mess, and I just put the hat on just kind of.
That's funny.
It's a mess. I was going to see if Steve wanted to join us real quick. Maybe he'll join us when we close the episode. Maybe he'll come in for the YouTube crowd. I just sent him a link. But yeah, so before Macintosh, the Apple Lisa, coming soon to where? I'm not even sure. I'm not sure how it's going to be distributed. I'm not sure we have those details yet. But early 2023. is the prediction. So there it is. And let's see. I think that's it for the news. Okay. I sent Steve the link in your messenger. He says, sure, Skype me and I'll be there in 2 to 5 minutes. Okay, now I got to Skype him. I sent it through Facebook Messenger. Now I got to find him on, here it is on Skype. Look at that. Okay. All right, join us whenever you want. All right, we'll close out the episode. All right, I sent it via Skype and Messenger, Steve. Should I send it to email too and text?
Semaphore.
How about if I text it to your email? Would that work? I could just post it right here in the chat, and then anybody could join. There he is. You had to scramble around and get dressed or something?
No, I'm actually. Camera's not going to stay still.
Oh,
we're preparing to run up to Connecticut to visit the people who had that prototype Macintosh 128K.
Oh, yeah.
So you've heard it here first. You have the scoop. But exciting things about that to share.
Soon. But not now.
Well, I'll give you a hint. Let's just say the processor inside of that machine is not labeled as Motorola 68000.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, but it has to be one. It may not be labeled, but it doesn't.
It's interesting. Let's just say that. and silly me, because there was that EEPROM adapter hiding, the processor this whole time. I took off the EEPROM adapter, said it's a ceramic 68000, snapped a picture, and forgot about it until a recent auction came up with a similar prototype Mac that was labeled in such a way. So anyway, we'll get to that when we do. But exciting times.
Well, great. Well, we're gonna close out the episode with our final segment, but you can join us for that. So and then stick around after. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Well, looky here. It's Steve Mac84 joining us here for the outro. We were just showing the trailer he put together for David, and looks pretty good. I think everybody's excited about seeing this. So we know early 2023. Is there anything you know anything about? Like,
they're trying to squeeze me.
Vague. No, well, how about this? How about, do you know anything about like how is it going to be able to watch it when it comes out? Is that
so? There'll be the distribution is sort of in flux because we have the Kickstarter and the supporters there. So there is a DVD that will be made. I believe it'll be on one of those sites like Vimeo or something like that, where the Kickstarter individuals who supported this can view it, and then there will be a release schedule like that. So those are some of the details that are working out in order to have a clear release schedule. But one of the ideas is that obviously the people that supported the project will get access to it as soon as it's available. And then we're trying to figure out the proper distribution methods. But I have most of the footage. There's some things that I'm waiting to get. And of course, the holiday season is crazy. So obviously we would have liked to get it out much sooner, but life got in the way. So as soon as we can, we will put it out. There is a Twitter and a website so that I will keep up to date. And if anybody has any questions, they can always find me somewhere and yell at me.
Terrific. Wow. Thanks for joining us. Giving us that last little bit of news. I want one quick comment. I watched yesterday the video of you showing your father.
Oh, yes.
Representative of the old family computer. I thought that was wonderful. Just to
thank you.
Watch his eyes light up. Yeah, I love that. I think that needs to be a regular segment of giving your dad some old piece of software that he hasn't used in 20 years, just watching him figure it out.
I need to do that. That was something I wanted to do for so long. But like I said, the 2CX, wasn't happy. And even I tried to fix the darn thing. It wasn't happy. So I thought next best thing, put the hard drive in another machine. But we still have the 7500 and then the G4 AGP tower. So we'll have to do something with those. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's awesome having these old hard drives that are just they're time capsules of our digital past, and
Oh, of
so
course.
often you find yourself just erasing everything. But fresh installs, whatever, start anew. But it's cool when you do find these old treasure troves.
Yeah,
So.
it's interesting because that's the only oldest one. That's like the oldest one that we have that works. The 7500 one, I think, is somewhere, and then the G4 one died ages ago. So it's like that's the oldest drive, but it still worked.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, thanks for joining us here for the final episode of 2022. We'll see everybody next year. And until then, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
All right.
Noise.
Nice
So,
surprise.
Steve, the big question on everyone's mind really is how were the waffles?
Oh, did you finish the repair on the waffle iron?
I did. It was just some weird buttery grease or whatever. You spray the thing and it probably dripped down into the crevice and it was shorting it out. So my wife was very happy that I fixed it. But yes, what he's referred to is during the live stream repair on Dave's channel, I was trying to fix the darn thing. And I had this keyboard tray and I had the waffle iron upside down so I could remove it. And so, of course, the keyboard tray sits, where your groin area is usually. And so I'm finagling this and all of a sudden the waffle sinks down off of that and
which prompted a 2 hours of the term crotch waffle.
Yes, which I would not recommend as a treat. I don't think that's a copyrightable thing, but who knows?
I think Joe's working on the shirt, isn't he?
Yeah. Joe has the first dibs on merchandise. God help us all.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
James is like, what the hell did I invite Steve on?
Right.
We're talking about waffles and crotches.
Well, I was worried you were getting out of the retro Mac game and going into vintage
small
kitchen
appliance repair.
Yeah.
No, my rudimentary repair skills are that doesn't look like it should be. Okay, now it looks better. Does it work? Okay, good. That's
yeah.
Oh goodness.
All right.
It does work, so that's good.
I think we'll wrap it up. Thanks everybody for joining us on the chat. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks everyone.
You're welcome.
And,
happy holidays.
Happy New Year to everyone. Also,
Steve, if you want, you can stick around for the after
Sure.
show. I'm gonna we'll close out the episode.
Secret
waffle
play
us out and see you in 2023. And if I could play us out with the actual.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.